The police's last annual report shows that its budget will be reduced by 15.8 billion rand this year, followed by a further 11.5 billion rand the following year. Government's cost-cutting measures will likely take 11,000 officers and 2,000 detectives away from the already stretched South African Police Service. For more on this, we're joined by the Police and Prisons Civil Rights Union spokesperson, Richard Mamabolo. Richard, good evening to you. Thanks for your time. Many South Africans already believe we've got less police than what we need, and I think these statistics speak to that. What does it mean, the fact that more officers may now be cut from service?
Yes, Casey, this is a worrying factor for us as South Africans. I think the whole country should be worried, because you remember that the staff complement of the SAPS has been on a decline, and it's currently standing at 177,000 now. Out of that 177,000, you've got about 36,000 members who are office-based, and you've got another 50,000 who are based within provincial, national, and district offices. So, in essence, we actually have a staff capacity of 91,000 who are actually working in the streets. And of course, with the ratio that we're currently standing at, which is one officer to 405 members of the public, is not in line with the normal standards of having one officer to 220. So that definitely does compromise service delivery. And one of the factors that will emanate out of this is the fact that there has been an uneven allocation of resources. That is why in the past year we've been having a lot of police killings, but also attacks on police stations. So with the uneven allocation of resources, it therefore means that the capacity of police to service communities is limited. So we think that in the immediate, what should be done is that all those members who are Public Service Act members within, Police Act members rather, within the SAPS who are based at provincial, national and district offices should be moved to the streets so that they actually do their work. Because we have got a bloated structure at national level. We also have a duplication of roles, which has sometimes led to infighting.
Richard, when we look at what has been done in previous budgets, so while the cuts that are being made affect, the boots on the ground effectively, we've also seen that some of the allocations benefit and boost the services of things like VIP protection.
No, most definitely. That is why we're saying that there needs to be a reconsideration about how the budget is allocated. And of course, some of a huge chunk of the amounts are channeled is, of course, speaking to that service. But as well as when you consider the fact that the national budget is bigger than budgets of other provinces, it then tells you that we do not necessarily need to have a bloated structure at that level, yet when resources are not being channeled to where they're supposed to be. So it's something that we've engaged on, and of course, you remember that we had agreed with the SAPS that there needs to be a restructuring process. It's a process which has already been agreed upon, but there are delays currently. So it's something that needs to be fast-tracked, and we need to ensure that in actually outlining how it's going to affect on ensuring that there are more boots on the ground, we need to ensure that there is general agreement within the top echelons of the SAPS, because that has been one of the leading factors towards its delay currently.
When we take a look at what the impacts of these cuts will be, it's unquestionable that the executive is aware of the impact of this. And therefore, one of the things or the questions that comes up is, why would the police be deliberately weakened in this way when already we're coming and working with a police service that is facing multiple challenges?
It really doesn't make sense, I think as well as the fact that just recently we've had underspending within public order policing. You remember that last year a lot of police officers had to be deployed to provinces like KZN and Gauteng, yet they have not been remunerated as yet, and there's underspending of 2.6 billion rand. So those resources could have been used to ensure that we improve the capacity of our detective services as well, who are currently not getting getting certain benefits, and of course those members who had committed themselves in ensuring that public visibility within our communities is realized. So it's more of a question of leadership challenges that we have within the SAPS than the actual willingness to actually ensure that with whatever limited resources we have, we can actually ensure that certain agent commitments are met.
So who would you as POP crew be looking to correct this situation?
Look, we have got regular engagements with the SAPS. I mean, the president as well has committed that we need to have violent crimes by half within the next decade. Yet when it comes to ensuring that resources are available, ensuring all this do take place, it's something different. I mean, just for the past 2 years again, there has not been sufficient training due to COVID infections. And now, the number of police that we were supposed to have as compared to when there was no COVID would have been higher. So it's a matter that the SAPS management needs to take seriously, and we're quite hopeful that if there is a reconsideration into these budget cuts, we might actually make improvements in ensuring that we get more boots on the ground and service delivery is ensued.
Let's leave it there for tonight. POP crew spokesperson Richard Mamabolo.